So since the end of 2019, many countries have been in lockdowns. Some countries are still in lockdowns. People have had to wear masks if ever they're going to shops and on public transport, although now this has changed in some countries. And of course, a lot of people have suffered. But it wouldn't be right to say that everyone has suffered or that everyone has suffered to the same degree. For example, it has been said that many billionaires and millionaires have increased their wealth to a massive degree during this time. But apart from that, lots of people, of course, have suffered. And due to what is going on, due to the pandemic, it can seem as though human beings are simply victims of what is going on. Because, of course, this is not something that has been enjoyable for the average person, and they will want things to go back to how they were. And although this can seem as though this is something that has just happened to humanity, one way of looking at it would be to say that humanity has collectively manifested this pandemic. And so on one level there will be the resistance to this viewpoint. So someone could say that they haven't wanted this to take place, they've suffered, they've often felt powerless and helpless, and they even have felt, if they don't feel, like a victim. However, although this is what their conscious mind, someone's conscious mind will say, at a deeper level, this can be something that they have played a part in. And this is because although our conscious mind has an effect on our reality, there is also the part that our unconscious mind has. And a lot of people live in a society where repression is encouraged. So instead of dealing with their emotions, they're often told that this feeling's bad or that feeling's good and you shouldn't feel this way. So a lot of content, a lot of material ends up being pushed down into their body. And it can then seem as though it has disappeared, but it will be in their body. And although someone's eyes and their mind can deceive them into thinking that they are separate from their environment, they are separate from everything out there, this is an illusion. Their environment is not separate from them. And so although something can appear to have disappeared once they've repressed something from their conscious mind, repressed, it will be pushed down into their body and it will have an effect on their reality. And so if there are billions of people who are repressing how they feel, and a lot of this material can go back to their childhood years and what's been passed down from their ancestors, then there's going to be a lot of material, and this will be contained or held in the collective unconscious. And this can be seen as a field of information. And so, as I've said, if so many people are repressing their negative feelings, their painful feelings, and these feelings can relate to feeling powerless, helpless, fearful, having no control, then these feelings will have to manifest a certain reality, a certain situation or event. And although someone can manifest a situation in their personal life where they feel victimized, what can also take place is that humanity as a whole can manifest a scenario where millions and billions of people feel victimized and helpless in the face of something out there that will appear to be out of their control. And so although it can seem as though this pandemic is happening to us, perhaps it's being co-created by us. And how we feel right now, how some people feel due to what is going on, perhaps these feelings are already held within their unconscious and many other people's unconscious minds. And because of this, as I've said, this material has ended up co-creating, manifesting a scenario where they end up being victimized by their own unconscious mind. And of course, for a lot of people, this is going to be seen as completely crazy because, as I've said, the mind and our eyes create the impression that we are the observer and we are observing these external things. But this is nothing more than an illusion. And so in order for the world to really change, in order for humanity to feel free and powerful and to step into their sovereignty, it will be essential for each and every one of us to heal our own inner wounds. Because until we resolve our own trauma, as I said, can go back to our childhood, what's been passed down from our ancestors and what we've experienced as an adult, then we will all continue to co-create scenarios like this, where we end up feeling victimized and it seems as though something is happening to us, as opposed to we have co-created this unconsciously. So there's no shame, there's no blame. As I've said, this is not something that takes place consciously. No one sits around thinking, how can I create a scenario where I feel oppressed and victimized? This doesn't happen. And so perhaps for the world to really change, for us to really step into our power, we will all need to continue, or a certain amount of people will need to heal their wounds, continue to work through their pain, and collectively the world will gradually change, because the world is always going to mirror back what is taking place within us. To find out more about the services that I offer and how I can assist you on your journey, go to www.oliverjrcooper.co.uk or email me at info@oliverjrcooper.co.uk. I'm looking forward to assisting you on your journey.